Howdy folks, hope you've all been having a good one, and welcome back to Communist Revolutionary Simulator 2021. So, I noticed something while playing Far Cry 6. Aside from all of the other firearms-related dumb shit on display, such as all of the primers on every single round of belt-fed ammunition you fire already being struck, I noticed something incredibly stupid with the sights that you mount to the AK-47 series of weapons in this game. Take a look at the sight on top of that rifle. It's actually not the sight itself, it's the way it's attached to the rifle. Let me explain to you, in fact let me show you exactly why that is some of the dumbest shit I have ever seen.
So, here's the reason why the sights on all of the AK series weapons in Far Cry 6 are utter garbage. We've got a couple of AK-47 derivatives here, as Akazuki is doing her level best to destroy the shot. Never mind, we'll edit that out. We have an AK-47 SU and we have an AK-74. Basically, functionally, exactly the same. If you have a look at an AK, the rear sight is up here, in the middle of the gun, not back here. Traditionally, if you have a scope mounting rail on an AK, it's here, as you can see on the AK-74. It's a side mounting rail. The rail basically goes over the side and over the top of the weapon, and that's where the scope goes. So it's in line with the rifle barrel. Why is it there and not on here? Because that is how you take the top of the receiver off an AK. It is not a functionally stable part of the weapon. So if you were to weld a sight onto the top of the upper receiver, it's only good for the first shot, and then this rattles and you've lost your zero. And if by some miracle the zero stays true after you've emptied a magazine, the first time you come to strip and clean the weapon, you've just lost the zero instantly. And that is why you do not mount a sight to the top cover of the upper receiver of an AK-47 series weapon, because it's just bloody stupid.
It's almost as if this game has been put together by a bunch of hippies who have never handled or even seen a real firearm, whose only experience of firearms is what they've seen on TV, the movies, or other computer games. And I'm sure there are probably some of you out there, maybe even a lot of you out there, who are thinking, well, it's not really that big of a deal, Jingles, it's just the sights on one weapon. Well, okay, maybe that's not a big deal to you, but I'm pretty sure it's a big deal to a lot of other people. And if it was just the sights on one weapon, yeah, I'd agree, it's not really that big a deal, but it's not just the sights on one weapon. There's something wrong with every weapon in the game. Every belt-fed machine gun in the game is firing ammunition that's already been fired. The RPD doesn't have the correct handguard. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. There's at least one thing wrong with every firearm in this game. And it's a first-person shooter. I think you'll agree, firearms are pretty important in a first-person shooter. Oh, Ubisoft, don't ever change. Anyway, shall we get on with the story? Ridiculous though that is, let's get on with the story. Honestly, I know it might not seem like it, but I am actually enjoying playing this game. Not that this is a great game, I mean it absolutely isn't. Far Cry 3, 4 and 5 were way better than Far Cry 6, but Far Cry 6 has a certain... well, there's a certain charm to its ineptitude. It's like watching a movie that's so bad, it's unintentionally entertaining. Anyway, let's get on with that plot.
You lost, tourist?
Listen, Carlos, I know you don't trust me, or Clara, or Libertad.
Or all the other little come mierda she sent.
And I don't blame you. We got no history here.
You got that right. What else you know?
I know that Napoleon el Pequeño stole your land. I know that the poison he sprays on your fields is killing your people. I know that you're sick, and you would rather die than ask for help. Don't throw anything away that you can use.
The depot where they store the poison. Burn it to the ground. The dusters that spray the tobacco. Rip them apart. The fumigators in the fields. Kill them all.
You got it, Jefe.
Send me a postcard.
And if that's what it takes to get on the good side of Carlos Montero, then that is what I'm going to have to do. First, however, I should probably check in with Clara. Let her know that I've arrived and made contact with the Monteros.
Clara, I made contact with the Montero.
No, fuck that shit. I'm not doing this again. Seriously, every time you go back to the Montero camp, you have to go through that conversation loop. It's almost as if they didn't bother playtesting the game before they released it. Anyway, the story here is that all of these tobacco plantations in the Central Valley in this province used to be owned by the Montero family. They were seized by President Castillo, and his Biovida Corporation are spraying toxic chemicals stored in depots just like this one onto the tobacco plants, turning them into the Viviro anti-cancer drug, which he's exporting in order to pay for his colossal army of 300,000 soldiers, tanks and helicopters. Now, it's notoriously hard to earn the trust of Carlos Montero. He very famously only trusts his immediate family. His son is a traitor, working as a chemist for the Biovida Corporation, and his daughter is plotting to replace him. I think it's fairly safe to say that Carlos Montero is not the sharpest tool in the box. He's also dying of cancer. And in order for us to earn his trust, get this right, this is absolutely true. In order for us to earn the trust of a man who only trusts his family, one of which has already betrayed him, the other one of which is plotting to betray him, in order for us to earn the trust of this man, who is, by the way, dying of cancer, he wants us to go down to the tobacco plantations in the valley and burn all of the anti-cancer drugs. Maybe next time I check in with Clara, I should ask her why exactly it is that we need this man so desperately, because he's clearly a fucking moron. You know what? Whatever. It's fine. I mean, I just work here. What do I know? Now, when you set off to do this mission, you should be aware that you're in for the long haul here, because these plantations and chemical storage depots are scattered all over the valley. So don't start unless you've got at least an hour spare. I mean, you can, of course, because you can save your progress. It's a single-player game, after all. But you're not going to get this mission done quickly. Let me just put it that way. I'm not sure exactly how long it took me to complete this. I mean, I started during the daytime, and as you can see, it's nighttime. And yeah, sure, the game runs on a compressed day-night cycle, but it still took a fair old while. But once you've... oh, hang on, fumigator coming. Take him out. Wait, whoa, hold on there. Hold on. What the fuck is that? Okay, time out. Here we go again.
Okay. Yes, we're back here again. This is an M14. It has one major difference in reality to the way it's portrayed in Far Cry 6. Have a look at the charging handle. Yeah? Actually, maybe we should give you a closer look. So, here's the charging handle. Notice the difference? Yes, it's on the correct fucking side. Seriously, Ubisoft, won't you even try?
Now, while I'm sure that a lot, maybe even most of the Americans watching this video know exactly what I'm talking about and are equally annoyed by it all, there's probably a whole bunch of non-Americans who are sitting there thinking, but Jingles, this is easy for you to say. You were in the military, you have extensive experience of handling firearms. Of course you're going to notice things like this. Well, yeah, I was in the military, but it was the Navy, which basically means that I have more experience of handling firearms than the Air Force. But people working at the supermarket have more experience of handling weapons on a daily basis than the Air Force, so it's not saying much, is it? And even someone with my limited experience can see that this shit is just wrong and stupid, so please
Carlos,
stop.
it's done.
Good. Let's see if Napoleon el Pequeño gets the fucking message. I got more work for you. Come back to camp, trying to get lost, tourist. I got word that Jose's pissed about his poison. You fucked up his operation good. Maybe I was wrong about you. Maybe. So now I'm going to ask you for a favor. Our people are rotting in Jose's prisons. One of them, Miguel, he's like a son to me. We'll need a prison truck to bust them out. Steal one, then meet me at the gas station near the prison. We drive in, grab our people, and leave before anyone gets smart. I'm trusting you with this, tourist. Don't fuck it up.
Excellent. Carlos now trusts me as much as the son who's already betrayed him and the daughter who's planning to betray him. So that's nice. I should probably check in with Clara, though. Let her know I've arrived at the Montero camp.
Clara, I made contact with the Monteros.
How did it go?
Well, Carlos wants nothing to do with me, but I get along with his daughter. I think she's my way in.
You need to understand them. Become one of them.
First step is understanding this camp. I'm going to have a look around.
Okay, Danny. Take care of yourself.
I haven't actually shown you that conversation loop every time it happened, but you're just going to have to take my word for it. It ages like milk. Anyway, stealing one of these trucks, that's the easy part.
Got the truck.
Good. Come get me at the gas station.
On my way.
This was the point in the game where I suddenly realised exactly what the pariah trucks were. Yeah, there were people in the back. It should have been obvious because the word is almost exactly the same in Spanish as it is in English. There's only one letter different, with an H at the end in English. But yeah, a pariah. A person who's not wanted.
Por favor, God, let me
I'll let them
live.
out. Stopping these trucks on the roads and the highways and freeing the prisoners is actually quite a cheap, simple and easy way of recruiting more guerrillas for your
Go
bandit
to pick up
operations.
Carlos.
But anyway, I have to pick up Carlos. The reason why we need the prison truck, it's quite an involved story, but Carlos was imprisoned by President Castillo, and while he was in prison, he and another prisoner, a guy who went by the name of Miguel, basically looked out for each other and kept each other alive. And when Carlos's daughter, Espada, if that's how you pronounce her name, busted him out, they couldn't take Miguel with them. And Carlos feels like he owes Miguel a debt, so we're busting Miguel out. That's why we need the prison truck.
Whoa, Master of Disguise over here.
Shut up and get in the back.
Okay.
First time going back to this place since I broke out. It used to be a school. I sent my kids there.
How long were you inside?
8 months, maybe more. 18-hour days in the fields getting whipped and breathing in poison fucks with the memory.
Sounds like hell.
See, but I had Miguel. We kept each other straight.
You said he was like a son to you.
Toughest motherfucker I know. Raised him like he was my own. Taught him to box. He almost made Senor Yara before we got taken.
How did you get out?
Camila snuck in one night, sliced up 3 guards, took 2 bullets to her shoulder, grabbed a hostage and sprung me a filly.
Oh yeah, sounds like Espada.
That's my girl, but you couldn't find Miguel, and by that time there was too much heat. So we left him behind with more of our people. Just hope there's something left of him.
Carlos Montero, what are you doing here? Where's Miguel? I don't know. The guards took him somewhere in the prison. Mierda. It's off. We walk.
Go. I'll find Miguel.
If you get caught, it's you against the fucking army.
It's okay, Papa. I wear my big boy pants.
Crazy motherfucker. Meet us at the gas station when you got him. Suerte.
Lorenzo, come here. De pinga. I don't even know what this guy looks like.
Yeah, you didn't really think this one through, did you, Danny?
Spotted.
Alright. Let's see how much of this I can do stealthily, before everything inevitably goes to shit and I end up having to shoot my way out. So, He's here somewhere. Where? Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. So I need to avoid the guards. So, up here should do. Let's see if we can skirt around. No, the AK's not. There we go, the Beretta. With a proper suppressor. I have to admit, the model for the Beretta doesn't appear to be terrible. Beretta 92F? FS? How is the suppressor fitted? Because by default, the Beretta 92 does not come with a threaded barrel. That doesn't mean that you can't fit a suppressor, but you need some kind of barrel adapter. And I'm not seeing a barrel adapter. Not quite sure what type of suppressor that is. It could be the Gemtech. You know what, I don't know. Then again, Knight's Armaments did do Beretta XM9, they called it the Hush Puppy, which was specifically designed under license. Ooh, security camera, take that out. Specifically designed under license from Beretta to be fitted with a suppressor. I don't know if this is it. It might be.
Better be Miguel.
Who the fuck are you?
Danny. Carlos Montero sent me.
We need a key. Check the guards room.
Okay, we found Miguel. Oh, alarm panel over there. Take care of that. I don't think this is the Knight's Armaments Beretta XM9. The muzzle end looks wrong. I think this is just a regular Beretta 92F or 92FS, and I do have to say, despite my earlier claims, it doesn't actually look wrong. Although I'm not a great expert when it comes to Berettas. Well, I'm not a great expert when it comes to most firearms, which is why it's so amusing when even somebody as inexperienced as me can spot things that are so obviously wrong with some of the weapons. There's another alarm panel down there. Gotcha. Okay, let's start taking care of guards. Because I don't actually know where this keycard is. One of the guards might have it, or it could be in an office building. The thing is, not all of these buildings in this prison complex actually have an interior. Some of them are just, I suppose, cosmetic buildings. Switching to my actual sniper rifle. I'm not actually a huge fan of this rifle because by default it fires soft target ammo, not armor piercing. What is going on with that guy? You see him boogieing on down next to the crates. Yeah. I mean, the game makes a big song and dance about the different ammunition types, the right ammo type for the right target. And this is the wrong ammo type for the wrong target. This is the AK fires soft target ammo. And the engineer over there is obviously armoured. Armour-piercing ammunition with the M14, even though I don't actually have the proper M14 yet. I've got the sort of short-barreled soft-mod version. But armour-piercing ammo for that rifle, and the actual M14 when you get it, pretty much all you ever need. Because a headshot with that weapon, with that ammo type, kills everybody. Wait, don't go down, let him come up. There we go. Right. That's taken care of everybody. The minimap down there in the bottom left side of the screen is no longer indicating the presence of any hostile units. So now I can take my time, check the bodies, maybe check the buildings that do have modelled interiors and see if I can find the keycard. Although I can still get spotted by security cameras, which is kind of weird, because there's nobody left alive in here to be watching the security monitors. So yeah, this is another one of those don't ask too many questions moments. So, keycard. I'm inside the search zone. It's around here somewhere. It's telling me to look in the security office of the main building, and I guess this is the main building because it's the only building that actually has a working interior other than the prison cells.
There's the key.
Ah, there it is. Right. Oh, here's something that I suspect a lot of people probably aren't aware of because the game doesn't go out of its way to tell you. You can choose the fire mode on weapons that do actually have a fire selector, so you can go single shot, well, semi-automatic to give it its correct name, full auto, or strangely enough, on an AK-47 you can select burst fire mode, where it will fire a burst of 3 shots. The AK-47 never had... I don't know why I'm surprised. This is Far Cry 6 after all. AK-47 never had a burst fire mode. Hey Chorizo, who's a good dog? Yes you are, yes. Yes, you're the good dog. He really is a good dog. Yeah, the AK-47 never had a burst fire mode. Some AK variants do, but not the AK-47. Right, anyway, let's get Miguel out of here.
Let's get the fuck out of here. Lead the way.
Carlos, found Miguel.
Good work, tourists. Now get him out of there and meet me at the gas station.
Okay.
Now I'm going to try something here that I did not expect to work. I'm going to get in the Jeep.
Up ahead.
Let's see if Miguel will get in with me.
The gas station. I know it's hard, but you have to trust
I'm
me.
expecting him to just stand there looking stupid, but no, he does actually get into the Jeep. I do have pretty low expectations with Far Cry 6. I was not expecting Miguel's AI to be up to the task of getting into the car with me.
Carlos said he took you in. Taught you boxing, that kind of thing.
He didn't teach me shit. I schooled him. How long you know Carlos?
Few days.
I'm right behind you. Carlos don't make friends with outsiders.
This, by the way, is one of those points in the game where you cannot turn off the in-car radio, so copyright strike incoming in 3, 2, 1. Thanks, Ubisoft. No, really, thanks. I mean it. You fucking assholes. Also, and you know a game's struggling when it's drawing unfavourable comparisons with Cyberpunk 2077, but would it have been too much to ask to give us a third-person driving perspective to make it a bit easier to navigate?
There he is, Senor Yara. Come on, get in.
Hell yeah, brother! I knew you'd come for me!
You look like shit.
I thought you motherfuckers were on rations.
Still a dig.
Still dry. Good for you.
I'll drink his.
Miguel. I'm sorry. I didn't come for you sooner. I tried. You know I'd never forget you.
Enough bullshit, Carlos. We do what we do to survive, mi hermano.
Oh, there's definitely something going on there. Oh, you'd think so.
Enough talk. Give me that fucking guitar.
I mean, the game did make a big point of that meaningful look between Miguel and Espada.
You did good, tourist. When I first saw you, I wanted to gut you like a crocodile, but you're Montero now, Danny.
Gracias. So, do I call you Papa now?
Shut up and drink.
But, and I realise that this is something of a spoiler, the game sets up some kind of relationship between the two of them, and there's no payoff whatsoever. So there was no point in that exchange at all. Oh, look at that good dog. Everybody needs a good dog. So that's almost it for this province. We managed to successfully gain the confidence of the notoriously hard-to-trust Carlos Montero. I should call Clara, give her the good news. Or, alternatively, I could call Clara, tell her that I have just arrived in the province, nobody here trusts me, and it's going to be really hard to make any progress.
Clara, I made contact with the Monteros.
How did it go?
Well, Carlos wants nothing to do with me, but I get along with his daughter.
Oh, Ubisoft, for fuck's sakes.
Understand them.
It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion.
Especially when they're standing in front. I'm going to have a look around.
Anyway, on that bombshell, that's it for today. I hope you've been amused by it, and as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.